Is StepBet really a great way to make big money just by walking, or is it a waste of time? My name is Michael, and if you watched any of my videos before, you know that I love testing different ways to make some extra money on the side, and StepBet is one of the options I came across, and I have received a lot of questions about it. So I decided to put it to the test and see if you can really make big money by using it. So in this StepBet review, I will show you payment proof so you can see that it does pay, but I will also go over exactly how it works, and very importantly also if it actually will be worth your time. So before I log into StepBet, let's first go over the basics of what it is and who can even join. Because StepBet is an app you can install and it will count your steps and you can potentially earn by doing that. But there's a little catch there, or there's a little twist you can call it, compared to other apps that offers you to earn like that. And the name kind of hints at that because it's called StepBet. So you actually bet on how much you will step or how much you will walk, and then you can potentially earn good money. But I will go more into the details about that and show examples of how much you can potentially earn and how it works. For now, let's focus on who can join, and you can actually join it from more or less all countries. And as you can also see on the website here, you can download it both through the App Store and through Google Play, so it's available both for Android and iOS devices. So let me now then log into StepBet, and I will show you payment proof and show exactly how it works and if it will be worth it, so you can find out if this is a good way for you to make some extra money or not. So I have now pulled StepBet up on my screen here so you can also see it. And as you can see, I have actually won one of the games there. I was a winner here. I completed a competition here, you can call it, that lasted 3 weeks. We'll go over how much the different competitions last in just a minute. I wanted to start here to actually show you payment proof. You can see here I won, and that means I got part of the pot of money. So how much you can win will depend on the game. This was one of the games with actually kind of a lower reward. I will show you other examples later. For now, let's just stick to the payment proof and then go over all the details later. But here you can see I actually have one. So now I can then take my earnings out if I want to. I can accumulate the points. So down here in the account tab, I will go next here. And then I will go here to points and payouts. And here you can see I have these 14 points here, and that is the same as $14 approximately. So I can then request a payout. There is not as such a payout threshold, a certain number of points you need to reach to get paid. But you do need to be aware that after a year, the points actually will expire, so do not accumulate too much. But for now, let's just then try to actually cash out these points here and see how that then goes. So I'll just click here this request payout here, the green button there. And you can then see payouts are done via PayPal. So you do need a PayPal account to be able to get paid from StepBet. So I will just fill out my information here and submit it. And of course, I'll just blur that there because there's some personal information. And you can see now I actually requested this payout here and it has been received. So now I just have to actually wait for this money coming into my PayPal account. And I will leave a screenshot here on the screen from PayPal once I actually get the money into my PayPal account. And I will also there write exactly how long it took before I got the money into my account, so you can see how long you should expect to actually wait to get paid. But as you can see, StepBet actually does pay. So the next very important question is, how can you then actually earn, and is it really worth it? So let's go over all these details now. So I have now jumped back here to one of the main areas here inside StepBet, and this is where it's called search. And this is because this is where you find the different games you can participate in. Because as I mentioned earlier, you actually have to bet money to participate. How much you have to bet really depends on the game. Usually it is around $40 to participate, but some games it's only $10. The one that I actually won, I only had to bet $10 to participate because it was a shorter game. There are some that's a bit higher also. So what you need to do is to find different games here. And let me also just reveal right away that there are 2 membership types. You can actually join for free, but it will give you very limited options here, very limited games you can participate in. But you can also pay to become a member, and then you will get access to more bets here or more games you can participate in here. You will still have to pay the bet to participate, but it has some other advantages. The games, they pay out a little bit more. There are more games you can participate in and all this. And let's just get it over with right away. How much does the membership cost? You can choose to get a yearly membership that is around $50, I believe it is, or you can pay monthly, which is around $7. So of course you need to then know if you can actually make this money back to make it worth it. And that's what we will look over here now, because you can see there are quite a lot of different games here. Let's just look at the first one. You can see here, this is a 6-week game here, but you have to then bet $40, but so far the pot is $68,960. That's the pot that you would take a part of if you actually complete your walking goals by participating here. So that's actually a really big reward, or potential reward, of course. But just to make it clear, you will not get all that money, well, unless you're the only person that actually completes it. You can see right now there is 1,725 people participating, so you will likely not be the only one. But how it works is that there are these goals you actually need to meet every week or every day. And usually there's a warm-up week, so the first week it doesn't really matter if you meet the goal or not. And then from then on, if you have a week where you do not complete the weekly goal, then you will be disqualified, you will lose the bet, and you will just actually be kicked out of the game. And everyone else that actually still live up to these requirements here will complete the game, and they will take part of this money here. You have to have what they call 4 active days. I'll just jump back here to show you how it looked in the game that I just recently completed here. You can see here I have 4 active days here, and I also have 2 power days. These are marked here with these lightnings here. For me, the active days had to be these 7,425 steps, and the power days 9,725 steps. This is an individualized goal. That's very important to understand. When you sign up for a game, then you get your own goals. You have to connect it to a fitness tracker, and in just a minute I will go over which fitness trackers that is actually possible to connect it to. And then based on how much you have in general walked, you will get your own personalized goals that pushes you a little bit. And there is a little extra thing you need to consider when it comes to this, and I'll go over that later, because that's very important when it comes to figuring out if it's actually worth participating in these games. But overall, it has plenty of games, and if you are a paid member here, you can participate in 3 games at the time. Of course, you have to pay for every single one of them, so you need to make sure to live up to them. If not, you can end up actually losing money. But so far, it looks like you can make some good money, right? But there are some things that you need to consider when it comes to that. Let's first just go over which fitness trackers you can connect it to, and then I will go over some details that I have not really seen a lot of people talk about. But those details are very important when it comes to figuring out if you should invest your time and money here or not. So you of course need to know which fitness trackers you can connect StepBet to, and they have in the FAQ section here a list of the different ones that you can actually use here. The great thing is that you do not have to have some kind of expensive fitness trackers. You can see they do allow you to connect, for example, Garmin trackers and things like that, or Fitbits or Apple Watch. But you can also just use Android Google Fit. That's a free app. That is what I have used. I have downloaded on my phone, and that is what I had connected here. So I did not have to get any expensive fitness tracker, anything like that. Of course, you then have to have your phone with you for it to count the steps. And sometimes I forgot that, which could be a little bit stressful during that game period there. But that's just something to be aware of. But they do have quite a lot of different options here, also compared to many other apps where you can earn by walking. But let's now go over the very important question, if it really is worth it. But before going over that, I would appreciate if you could just take 1 second to like this video here, because it shows me that you actually find my videos helpful and it can help them to be seen by more people. So let's talk a little bit more about whether StepBet is worth it or not. And in short, it really depends, but there are some things you need to consider, because as I showed you, some of the pots are really big. If you are one of the people that actually complete these goals here, you can potentially earn a nice sum of extra money. But of course, exactly how much you can earn, I can't say for sure because it will be different from game to game. Sometimes maybe a lot of really active people participate and then there will be a lot of people finishing the game and you will not earn a lot. Other times, maybe many people get disqualified and then of course you will earn more. But as mentioned, it will give you individualized goals. And this is when it becomes a little bit tricky because you can say that actually sounds very fair. But in my opinion, it's actually not necessarily fair. And it actually makes it very difficult to win and to live up to these weekly goals the more you use StepBet. And this is my main issue about it because I actually do like StepBet and the concept. And I think it's great to have this way of motivating us to keep moving more. And I definitely felt that it motivated me to keep moving more because you have money on the line and you can win money. But the thing is that they say that it's to keep you healthy, but they keep pushing you. So it also gets to a point when it's no longer about actually health. Because here on my screen, you can see my active days, 7,425 steps here I had to take here. And the power days, these just almost 10,000 steps. It's doable. It's not really too difficult. I still have to be quite active, but then you have one day where you also do not have to do anything, so that's fine. But let me scroll down and I'll show you some of the other people that participated here. Because for example, here's a person that then now this active days was almost 16,000. Here the power days almost or just above 19,000. If we have another one here, you see an active day above 18,000, a power day, more than 22,000 steps. And I have seen many examples like this. And then we are no longer talking about it just being a fun way to stay healthy. Walking 22,000 steps per day is something that most people have a hard time doing. You will spend a lot of time doing that. If you have a job where you just have to walk a lot anyways, then it will likely not be a problem. And then why not earn a little bit at the same time? The issue is that when you have then fulfilled these requirements here 1 week, then it always pushes it a little bit. So then it has measured that you have all this activity here. So then it will make the goals a little bit harder and a little bit harder. So if I sign up for the next game, I will no longer just have to do 7,500 steps for an active day. Maybe it will be 9.5 for the active and 12 for the power days. And then it will keep pushing it like this. So it will be harder and harder to actually become a winner in this game. And that's very important to understand. And to actually make a profit, you need to participate in quite a few games because you need to bet, for example, usually around $40. It takes 6 weeks for a game to complete. If you buy the yearly membership, you pay $50 for that. So you need to also sit down how realistic it is to actually do this before you invest money here. But when that is said, it definitely is a real way to get paid. And if you are really active, you can also potentially earn some quite nice money. So to sum it up, StepBet both has pros and cons in my opinion. I think it is a fun idea, a fun concept. I do like that it actually really helps keeping you motivated to move more because you have money on the line. And I found it quite interesting. But I also did find it a little bit stressful to all the time have to think about this though. But if you do walk or run a lot anyways, it will definitely not be a problem. But as I also mentioned, it will be harder and harder to win, and this is definitely something you need to consider. So maybe not participate all the time, but strategically choose which games to participate in, but then it will also be harder to overall make a profit. And that's just something to consider. And in my opinion, then it's not completely true this about it being about keeping you healthy, because it gets to a point when it's not even about health anymore, when you have to walk and walk and walk and walk and keep pushing that. Because you can also be active in other ways. And StepBet will of course only measure if you do walk or if you run also, of course. And that's definitely something to consider before deciding whether this is for you or not. But I hope that this review and inside look help you figure out exactly what it offers and if it is for you. And if it did help you, then make sure to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time there's a video with tips and tricks about different ways to earn some extra money on the side.